Recep Tayyip Erdogan has been re-elected as the president of Turkey. While naturally the AKP voters in Turkey are celebrating, there are many Muslims around the world, including in India, who are equally delighted at his victory. They see him as a pious Muslim upholding Islamic values who is fighting a holy war against Western-backed anti-Islamic forces. But is he really fighting against anti-Islamic forces, or is he keeping his corrupt regime afloat with their support? Let's take a look. In December 2013, a massive corruption scandal involving Erdogan's cabinet ministers and his own family came to light. In a leaked recording of his phone conversation, he was heard instructing his son Bilal Erdogan to dispose of millions of dollars in cash kept in safes at one of their residences. Coming from a middle-class family, today he owns nearly a dozen ultra-luxurious residences in various parts of the country. The explosive corruption scandal could have brought down his government and probably even landed him in jail had it not been for the support of the Eurasianists. But who are the Eurasianists? They are a group of highly influential communists, arguably led by a leader called Doğu Perinçek, who detest pious Muslims and the Kurds in equal measure. Perinçek was serving a life sentence in jail for plotting to overthrow the Erdogan government in 2004 when the corruption scandal came to light. But soon after, he and everybody else involved in the plot were released, and he made the following confessional statement. With the religious conservatives, we have formed a common patriotic front. Ever since, Perinçek and his ilk have been backing Erdogan in all the elections, including the recently concluded one. They lent a helping hand to the embattled leader, but of course it was not without expectations. For a radical communist like Perinçek, what would patriotism mean other than clamping down on all the ideas and thoughts that aim to revive Islam and Islamic values in the Turkish public life, which was so successfully ostracized during the Kemalist era? This alliance meant Turkey's return to such an era, although in a subtle way. That's exactly what happened in the years to come. The largest Islamically inspired social movement in Turkey, the Hizmet movement, was declared a terrorist organization, and all its very successful educational and charitable organizations were shuttered overnight. On this, some may say, oh, but they orchestrated the coup attempt against President Erdogan in 2016. A critical study of the incident, however, would tell you that it was a fabricated lie. It is beyond the scope of this video to go into the details of the coup attempt, but I will say this. The Hizmet was not punished for orchestrating a coup attempt, but for daring to bring pious Muslims from the margins of the society to the center of public life in Turkey. Those who actually conceived a coup against Erdogan, not in 2016, but in 2004, are his partners in the regime today. Moreover, this regime has also put numerous respected Islamic scholars behind bars. To name a few, Ali Unal, author of an English translation of the Holy Quran, and Alparslan Kuytul, the founder of the Furqan movement, are currently incarcerated. Many others, like Ali Bulach, have come out after serving multiple years of jail sentence. Turkey is also perhaps the top country in the world in terms of jailing pious Muslim women with headscarves. Hundreds of hijabi women are currently languishing in Turkish jails, some of them even with their infants, because of their denial to pledge loyalty to Erdogan. Had a Kemalist been the leader of Turkey today, Muslims across the world would see these practices as an assault on Islam, but since a supposedly pious leader is doing it, Muslims are turning a blind eye to it. Unfortunately, very few Muslims realize that Erdogan's greed for power and wealth has made him vulnerable to manipulation by those allergic to Islam in Turkey, and he shamelessly tries to cover his crimes by using Islamic rhetoric. Erdogan is not fighting a holy war against the anti-Islamic forces. He is in fact keeping his corrupt regime afloat with their support.